Welcome to my show, TikTok, where we talk about what makes successful people tick and what it took for them to pursue their passions, follow their dreams, and achieve their goals. At the start of quarantine in March, when everyone felt dazed, confused, and distraught, my guest for today, with his infectious positive energy, childlike enthusiasm, and generosity in sharing his talents, provided a shining light of art and joy through his free online art classes for kids, a move which I think encapsulates just who he is and why he does what he does. Please welcome the award-winning illustrator, graphic designer, painter, crafter, TV host, and entrepreneur behind the over 50-year-old store, Pape Melrity, Mr. Robert Alejandro.
Hi! Hello!
How are you? Hello!
I'm good. I didn't know this is for successful people.
Of course naman. How are you?
I'm good. I'm all right.
How are you
Sometimes
doing
not
today?
so good.
But
Most of
it's
the time
okay.
good.
Yeah. And as
I'm
we know,
sure.
it's okay to not be okay, right?
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of the people understand that sometimes it's like weird.
Right. We'll talk more about later. But then, like I was telling you, I attended that very first workshop. I think it was March 15. And I even drew a crocodile.
Wow! Thank you! Salamat! Thank you very much.
Took so much fun. I mean, I'm not a kid, but I think like the other adults who took the class, it was really like a shining beacon of hope and fun and entertainment. I could really feel, I mean, we never saw your face, just your chirpy voice, but we could really feel the love emanating through your art on
Oh,
the
thank
screen.
you.
And you give so many of us adults and kids happiness, relief, distraction through creativity. Why did you decide to do that? I heard that you saw like an American person giving a workshop or something, and then you decided to do the same thing. But what went through your mind when you decided to do that?
Like what you said, Mirza, it's really my love for Filipino children. I remember that distinctly. Nung it was the first day of yung parang they announced the lockdown,
Right.
and I said, this is not good. This is really not good. Yung first thought ko talaga were the children. Sabi ko, they can't go to school. They can't
Right.
go out. This is not good for kids. And I
Right.
thought, I can do something. And so I remember the root talaga was my love. So I'm grateful that you felt that.
Of course. Napadrawing ako bigla kahit hindi marunong, di ba? But that was the point, right? To use creativity as a means of, I don't know, therapy or catharsis, parang all the negativity.
So it was very clear for me na to give masaya. That's why I call it art
Right.
party.
But,
Tapos,
right.
I would hardly even mention the virus because I want them to forget that.
Right.
And then super fun, and then a little bit of learning, and then my chance to teach all these things I want children to learn, which is like punctuality,
Oh, wow.
all sorts of things I want to teach, and through art.
Kasi may mga nalilate, naalala ko yun.
Correct.
Ayaw ni teacher ng late. And this is,
Ay, ayoko
I think,
ng late.
way before pa nag-online schooling na official, di ba?
Super.
Parang, ikaw yung nauna.
8 months ago na yun. 8 months ago niya.
Right. And then in the beginning, you're doing it every day.
Yeah,
Until-
because I wasn't thinking naman long term, no. I didn't
Right.
think, parang, siguro in my mind, siguro 1 week lang to. Tapos
Oo.
after a week, parang, okay, there's still more. Parang, hanggang kailan ko to gagawin?
So,
And then,
na-burn out ka.
after a month, sabi ko, this is just way too much. It was really tiring.
But But now you're still doing it every Saturday.
Yeah, so there's a lot of, 'di ba, yung sinasabi natin, pivot, adjust
Yes.
things. So, in-adjust ko na every Saturday. Tapos, ang ginawa ko ngayon, isang drawing lang. We start on time. So, sometimes 30 minutes, okay, it's done, finished.
Okay.
So, children come regularly, they come on time, and they
Right.
know by 30 minutes it's finished.
Right.
And then I'm like, yay, it's finished. Hindi na kagaya nung dati kasi isang oras talaga
Oo.
nakakapagod.
Right. So, hindi na pwedeng malate kasi baka matapos na.
At gusto ko yun, matuto sila maging punctual. No?
Tama.
Importante kaya yun.
Right. You really love kids, no? Kids are like part of your brand and your advocacy, whether you're teaching the poor kids before kids in poverty, diba? And through your old TV show, Artist School. Why is that?
Myrza, I'm really impressed with your...
Siyempre naman. Ano ba?
I'm very, very impressed of your research, ha?
Siyempre naman. Background ko yan. So, kailangan.
Galing.
But
Very
why
good.
was such a soft spot for kids? Was it because of your childhood also? Or what?
It's more of I'm a kid.
Right. A kid at heart.
Kids are my playmates. I'm not like a teacher or anything.
You're Peter
Even
Pan.
now, even now if you attend my class, sasabihin nila, this is a crazy teacher. I'm a crazy teacher. And I like it. Yung parang, okay, I don't have any sponsors. I can do anything I want.
Tama.
There was a time I did puppets, ganyan.
Yeah,
Tapos
I saw
sabi ko
that.
sa mga bata, okay, where are we gonna put the puppets? And then, because I would talk to them in the chat, and then they'd say, on your fingers, on your hands. And I put them on my feet, on my toes.
Wow. So you
And
actually
then the
showed
kids
your
were like,
toes.
that's so crazy. It's such a crazy. And I like that. It's like, yeah, that's art.
Wow. But curious nga, what kind of childhood did you have that fostered your artistic talent? You said that you were born into art and you started by drawing on furniture.
Galing ng research mo talaga, ha? So, syempre nung bata ako, andun yung Pape Melroti, 50 years na kasi yun. So,
right.
So
Meron
we were
na.
already creating things. We were in a small apartment. We were painting. I was very young and I was already in production. But I was surrounded by books, art books, because my mom would cut the books, frame it, and sell them.
Oh,
So
okay.
we had art books everywhere, and me and my sisters, we would memorize the artists' names and then the name of
Okay,
the
wow.
yeah, we were surrounded by all of that. It was a game for us.
Oh, okay. Wow. So it wasn't a surprise that you took up fine arts.
No, yeah, it was so natural.
Parang destiny na.
Yeah, kasi ano pang gagawin ko? And so fine arts was a breeze. It was like
Wow.
it
Playing.
was just playing. I never stayed up late. I was the teacher's pet.
Wow. Sobrang galing. Parang, yan, tapos na.
Of course, yung mga math ko was horrible, but fine arts was just a breeze. It was like just playing talaga.
Wow. And then you became a children's book illustrator and a greeting card illustrator. So very natural then. So when you tried to, I guess, kind of get serious by going into advertising, what was that like? Because this will answer a lot of questions about art as a career. So
Okay.
maybe you can shed light on the time when you tried to get into advertising and apparently excelled according to Emily Abrera.
God, impressed talaga.
Diba?
So honestly, advertising, it was so easy also for
Oh my
me.
gosh.
Yeah, it was like I never stayed late.
Ikaw lang yata yung ganun.
Exactly. I remember I'm famous in the agencies at 5 in the afternoon. I would say, "Bye, I'm going home."
Oh my
Nobody
God.
ever does that in the
Oh my
agency.
gosh.
But I would go to work like really early. I'm a morning person.
Okay.
And then by the time people came in, parang I was finished with work. I would hang out in account services.
Wow. Okay, that's not the answer that I expected, but wow.
It was easy and fun. And I loved so much the people I was working with. They were really intelligent, smart, and very beautiful. So I made a lot
May
of
very
lifetime
beautiful.
friends.
Wow. But then
Yeah.
you didn't say how come?
I stayed for quite a while. I stayed for
Oh,
4 years.
okay.
And then, because sabi ko, I need to try freelance. Hindi naman pwedeng
Okay.
hindi ko subukan.
Right,
So
right.
after 4 years, talagang even before the 4 years, there were several times I wanted to quit, but I wasn't allowed
Oh, you
until
weren't allowed.
yeah, and until I told them I want to climb mountains, and then Emily Abrera said, "Oh no,"
Oh no.
and then she had to let me go. And sure enough, I climbed mountains, and then I went freelance, and then I never went back anymore.
Right. How come you didn't join the family business automatically?
Because I felt as if it's not enough for me. It's just way too easy. Yung parang I wouldn't grow as much
Okay.
as, having a boss in advertising or, you know,
Okay.
because it was supposed to be difficult, this advertising, ganyan. Though it wasn't so difficult for me. But I grew talaga. But I'm very blessed that my family would allow me to do anything I want.
Right. Right.
But I would
Right.
help with the family business on the side.
Right. And what did you learn from advertising about mixing your talent with what the client wants, which, diba, sometimes
Yeah.
can stifle the creativity of an artist, but sometimes it's essential in order to make a living.
Okay, I learned so much talaga in advertising. Yung parang kasi nga I knew all of the art stuff. But then there's working as a team, 'di ba? You can't do that naman freelance parang. So it's good to learn that, and then being, respectable, respect deadlines, um and then working with your client as a team as well. Um, and so, like me working with clients now, they're we play. We have a great time. It's
Right.
clients are not, you, diba, a lot of times it's like uh, difficult.
Right.
Mine
Right.
is no. I love my clients so much. They give me so much freedom. They give me all the but I love also like I remember there was a time my client was HSBC,
Right.
and then the first thing they gave me was the HSBC branding, which I thoroughly enjoyed. Yung parang okay, ganito pala ang galing ng branding, ganyan. Talagang after a while ako yung nagsasabi sa kliyente na that's not HSBC, hindi pwede yan.
Ikaw na nagsasabi sa client.
Oo. It's very important. I love working with clients. I have so much and I'm so grateful to these people.
Where do you
Are
think
my
the
are my answers not the same as the other people?
no, later we're going to the challenging, meaty part. But why do you think nagkakaroon ng clash? Like, there's so many memes na poking fun at clients, di ba? Na parang uh, pabago-bago ng isip or hindi mo maintindihan yung gusto? Why do you think nangyari yun? And maybe you have a secret that you can share para maiwasan yung clashing.
First of all, it's true naman. There are clients na paiba-iba, ganyan. But the clashing, I believe, a lot of times is when the artist is still young and
Okay.
impatient, ganyan. Ngayon siguro dahil kasi matanda na ako, yung parang I take things with a grain of salt.
Right.
Like when the client doesn't really know also which direction, in my head I'm like, o di mabuti, ako na yung magbibigay ng direction. And then I'm also, like now also, since I'm a lot older and more confident, yung parang I can filter also what the client says. It's like,
Right.
okay, I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna come out really well.
Right.
Yung parang I know first of all, I need to satisfy me first. I don't satisfy the client first. Because if I know if I satisfy the client, it's not gonna come out the way I want.
Right.
And so it's me first and see if that works. But I really take in everything of what the client says. There's a lot of times, I hope you're not getting bored.
No, of course not. This is really useful for...
Madalas, no, like, I remember, I'll be frank. Like, for example, I renovated in EDSA, you know, Star Mall?
Yes.
That used to be, what was that mall? The name was different. It was a really, not a great looking mall. And the job was, for me, was to renovate the whole facade.
Right.
And so I would ask the client so many, yung talagang, I ask so many questions. And then I guess it's like research.
Right.
And then when I'm through with that and I have my design, and when I present my design, I remember, and the client was Mr. Villar.
Okay.
And Mr. Villar was like, wow, that you can do this, when I was showing him the facade. And I said, yeah. And he goes, it really looks amazing. Parang he was asking, where did you get this design? And my honest answer was, from him and his team.
Wow.
Parang all of that, parang our job as designers, we're supposed to, parang, it's a design solution kasi.
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yes, you're solving their problems.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Right. And you have designed everything from books to ads to malls to theme parks,
stamps
to shops to shower curtains. How did this happen? Like, usually it's not usually people think graphic designer limited to one kind of medium. How did you extend your art and talent into all these different kinds of manifestations? How did it start?
First of all, I really enjoy doing a lot of things. And when something comes up na hindi ko pa nagagawa, talagang gagawin ko.
Wow.
Money is no object. Yung parang hindi ko pa nagagawa yun, gagawin ko. Like the stamps, I think talagang pinuntahan ko yung Philippine Post Office. Oo, at talagang nagchika ako. Yung talagang, I want to design a stamp.
Wow.
Yung parang, so I enjoy doing a lot of things. So when an opportunity comes na hindi ko pa nagagawa, talagang, oh my gosh, I'm really thrilled.
Right.
So syempre, yes, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So yun, kapag may pagkakataon, like for example, ganito yun. So, agency, tapos nag-freelance ako. First freelance job ko, yung kliyente ko sa agency, which is Ayala Center.
Okay.
So when I was doing Ayala Center, I was doing their banners, regular banners, four
Right.
times a year,
Right.
a whole campaign. And then whenever they would have parang something came up, like, Robert, do you think you can help us do the board up because we're gonna construct something? I'm like, yes, I want to do that. And then of course the board up, sabi ko, hindi naman pwedeng board up. Kailangan mukhang art. So
Oh.
talagang yun yung thinking ko, hindi pwedeng board up, kailangan art.
Right.
So parang mukha siyang art. So syempre they get happy. So when they have murals, they would
Right.
call me na, yung parang, maybe you can
Right.
do this mural. And then
Okay.
later, yung parang ganun naman yun sa
It's
art eh.
to other things.
Yes, you do a good job, that is your
Right.
ticket to the next bigger job.
Right. And how much of these opportunities you think more than chance you can attribute to there's talent, there's chance, there's chica, there's delivering the goods. What else? What else if you could like pinpoint factors?
Everything that you've said,
Right.
easy to work with,
Okay.
on time, and
Right.
then of course a lot of it is experience. For
Right.
example, like yun nga, ipapagawa board up, pero ayoko ng board up, gusto ko art na 3D. So
Oh.
may kilala akong karpintero na who can do cut out plywood. Talagang
Wow.
at tututukan ko siya. I would even
Wow.
go to the carpintero's place to check his work,
Right.
to make sure that when we install it, it's the perfect. It's you know, I have
Wow.
yung tutok, in other words.
Right.
So it's a combination of a lot of things.
Right.
And I'm very proud na yun nga, because I love it so much. It's wala naman problema sa akin. I commute. I remember I would go to this carpintero's place and then I find out he does it on the road. I can't believe he does it. You know,
What do you mean road?
the
Sa
mural was supposed to be for the Glorieta, parang the center of Glorieta. And I was like,
Right.
I can't believe that the artwork is being done on the road. And then when the car comes, it's like I'm helping them get it out from the road. It's like, it's crazy. But yeah, but you do everything for the work to come out
Right.
really good.
So I guess no job was too small, you think?
No.
Kasi kinakareer mo
No.
lahat kahit
Exactly. Career is the word. Yeah. Career.
kinakareer.
Whether it be a small notepad in Papemel Roti
Right.
to a 7-foot fiberglass figure.
Right.
Career.
But then, kahit karirin mo lahat ng notepad, paperclip, sticker, is there anything that you dislike? I mean, you can't love every single thing you design. Or do you? Meron ka bang parang, not so, but I'll just do it? Or
Honestly,
lahat
when you say that, parang the job that I remember, siguro mga 30 years ago na. Parang one job that was 30 years ago.
Okay.
And that
One
was just
lang.
that. Yeah, one out of the so many. So yes, medyo weird ako na I get super excited.
Right.
Yeah. Whether maski Pape Melruti, which I work on Pape Melruti day in and day out 24/7, I get so excited working on these things.
Wow. So
is that strange?
No, because Papa Melji was part of everyone's childhood. I remember always shopping there and buying the scrolls with the quotations.
what I love about Pape Melroti is my sisters let me do whatever I want to do, frankly.
Okay,
And
wow.
for an artist, a creator, I'm sure the artist can understand that, wow, bigyan ako
Wow.
ng freedom, syempre masaya talaga ako. Like
Right.
yung ito, parang
Oh yeah, that's the Rizal puppet.
yeah, it's like an articulated doll na parang
Right.
nasa utak. Parang I saw it in my mind.
Right.
Ish, and then I need to get it out into reality. This is done during the pandemic already, I
Oh
remember.
wow, wow, that recent.
So yun,
Right.
I'm really grateful I have this Pape Melroti as a venue.
Right. So they never went to you and said, ayon sa data namin, hindi mabenta itong
Ah,
ganito. Can you make
meron
more of
ganyan.
ganito?
Meron
So,
ganyan, meron
paano
talaga.
yun?
So,
Paano yun?
oo, lilimitahan ko yung kasi nga syempre gusto ko artsy. Sometimes
Ah,
a lot of times, well, I love Eastern European art. So sometimes
right,
meron
right.
akong Eastern Europe parang okay, that's not so
It's not gonna sell,
konti.
but
Yeah, it doesn't sell as much as biblical or something. So I will make
okay.
like that and I'll make less of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least they let you make it.
Yeah.
So I guess sa sobrang na kinakareer mo lahat ng every little thing, nagkasakit ka na. I mean, you kind
Okay.
of neglected your health because you were eating properly, or you were ignoring certain symptoms until you found out that you had cancer. And this
Yes.
was how many years ago?
Siguro mga 5 years
5 years
ago.
na.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, based on all the interviews that I saw and read, you have said that cancer saved your life.
Yes.
Maybe
So
for those who
first of
don't
all,
know yet. Okay.
okay. First of all, um, art was, you know, before before the cancer, no.
Right,
So
right,
I had my art, which,
right,
as I said, kinakareer ko. I was very happy, really happy doing my art. But I was also very depressed, and
right,
honestly, I would think of suicide almost every
right,
day. That
right,
was because of being gay and being taught that I was going to burn in hell for that.
right,
So for most of my life, more than
right,
50 years, huh?
right. I was very surprised to
That's
learn that.
that's I saw myself as not just garbage, but I really, yung parang yung sa kanal, yung tubig na hindi gumagalaw na
Right,
marumi,
right,
that's who I identified with. Of
right,
course, nobody knew that.
right.
Everybody knows, of course, the artist. I
Yeah,
was
because
already on TV then.
right,
I had an art show, and I'm very perky when I'm
super.
doing my art. But
Right.
the moment I'm not doing my art, yung feeling ko nga, what am I without my art? I'm nothing. I'm garbage. I
Wow.
I really really wanted to hon- honestly thinking about it, I would really think of so many ways how to end my
So,
life.
if you say 50 years, so
Yes.
child ka pa lang, ganyan ka nang mag-isip.
Oo, kasi alam ko naman na gay
Wow.
na ako nun eh. There's
Wow.
something. And you know what? And I'll be frank, ha? The only reason why I'm saying yes to these interviews and telling all of this
Right.
is, there are young people
Yes,
who
exactly.
can relate. I know I have a friend who took his life because of that.
Oh.
And
Oh.
I need to tell my story
Yes, you do.
because maybe someone will learn from it. So
Right.
yun, because of that, I really felt there was something wrong. Yung that I can't fix talaga.
Wow.
So
So even
it's
after
really,
you met Jethro, your partner, you still thought this way?
yes, actually, awang-awa ako kay Jetro kasi he would do everything to change my perception of
Yeah.
myself. I hated
Right.
myself so much.
Wow.
And I feel as if that's what gave me my cancer. I wanted to die,
Oh
so
yeah.
the cancer came out. My prayers
Wow.
are answered, actually. So when I got my
Wow.
cancer, I said, okay, my prayers are answered. I don't have to kill myself. It's already there. I don't have to rush and kill myself. I'm going to die.
Wow. Wow. And then you
Wow.
discover it's very strange yet and tragic and yet alarming because it must go on in the minds of so many other people, which
Which,
is why I'm aware these thoughts of worthlessness because
yes,
they grew up
so
thinking they're
many.
worthless, which is why I'm wearing a
Yes.
rainbow shirt, as you can see.
Yes, and not just being gay. Yung
Yeah.
parang when you have a mental condition, when your skin is too dark or your hair is too
Wow.
curly, s- our society
Right.
just labels you that
Right.
you are someone less than others, which
Right.
is horrible. You should
Right.
never do that, especially to children.
Right.
Never, never,
Right.
never, never.
Right. Which is probably why you also have a soft spot for children and want to help
Yeah,
change the way
yeah,
they think. You say that
yes.
art saved you because every time you were doing your art, you wanted to live.
Yes, that was the only time I was happy. But then I remember, so siyempre, I would do art and work and work, and then you get so tired.
Oh,
It's like, and then yun nga, but because it can't save you, because you can't do it naman 24/7.
right, right, right.
So when cancer came, so I remember that day, it's colon cancer.
Right.
And I went on a colonoscopy. I was the only one there, and the doctor said you have to do chemo, ganyan ganyan. And then I remember it took so long to check out of the hospital. By the time I was checking out of the hospital, parang, okay, all right. Yung parang I've settled everything. I'm okay with dying. The only thing I have to
Wow.
figure out is where am I gonna put all my beautiful books. But yeah, but then that's when a big change came. I told myself, okay, I don't have much time anymore in this world. I don't want to spend my time, the little time I have left, hating myself. So I
Right,
told myself, I'm going to love every bit of myself,
right,
everything, all my flaws, all my
right.
whatever, and I'm going to have the best time of my life. And that changed everything.
Wow. What was the first visible change that you noticed? You said you used to be shy despite being a TV host.
Well, I'm still shy. The biggest thing is I love myself.
Right.
You can't imagine how much I hated myself.
Wow, I
When
really
people
can't
hear this,
imagine.
my friends who see this, they're like, Robert, like Jessica Zafra when she interviewed
Yes,
me,
yes.
she goes, "Why didn't you tell me?" And I was like,
Right.
I don't tell people, I'm a very private person.
Right.
I don't tell people these things. So
Right.
yeah, nobody knew. So it's
Right.
it's so surprising for everyone to know. But I
Right.
really needed to tell the story kasi
Yes.
yeah, kasi masyadong maraming taong there's too many people who hate themselves for such incredibly stupid reasons.
Right. And it's really going to help everybody watching and listening to you to see
I
that.
hope.
Right. And so, because you thought or could feel that life is short now, I'm going to live
Uh-uh.
each day as if it were my last, and I'm going to live it the best way I can. Super nauna ka sa thinking of today, which is when the pandemic came, we all realized, hala, life is short now. We can really die anytime. And so these things that you talked about, like suddenly you were grateful about everything. Like you're grateful to poop. You were grateful
Yes!
to pee.
Believe talaga ako sa research mo, Mirza. Ha? I'm very impressed.
Oh my God.
For people who don't know, kasi tinatanong sa akin, so what
Colon
makes you
cancer.
happy? If I can poop, I can pee, I can fart, I can sleep, okay na ako.
I can relate kasi minsan meron akong digestive issues. So, when you put it that way, diba? Like
Diba?
during the pandemic, wow, we are alive. We wake up, we are alive. Another day to be alive. It really
And that is,
changes your whole
yeah,
perspective.
perspective. And that's enough.
Right. And then you see the good in everything, diba?
I
Parang
do.
in the interview of Jessica, she was saying, "Why do you like Metro Manila? Yuck, it's so dirty and grimy." And then you said, "I love it. I lived in Canada, which was the first world, but I miss the grime and the pollution." What else? Go ahead.
Jessica asked me, so what can you tell people who want to get out of this rut nga na parang they
Right,
hate
right,
themselves like that? And honestly, I don't have the answer when because it was cancer who got the cancer was the answer for me. And I
right.
don't want naman to wish you cancer just for you to
Tama.
get out of your.
Right,
So that's what I want to tell people. Yung parang wag mo nang hintayin na mag-cancer ka. Yung
right,
love yourself na. You are enough. You don't need to be you don't need to be as beautiful as Mirza.
ano?
You don't even have to be as hardworking. Just by you being you, even if you sleep the whole day,
Right,
you're perfect as you are.
right.
That's what I want to tell. And especially nga to children, di ba?
Yeah,
Children are very impressionable.
right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it seems that on the surface we have that Filipinos are kind, but actually our culture can be very disparaging and negative. Like I
Yes.
think a lot of the self-hatred comes from, I don't know, conditioning during upbringing. Like you're disparaged for your appearance so much, or sometimes on, di ba may mga minsan, well, baka a few years back na to, game shows where there are children joining a contest and then parang kinukutsa sila or pinagtatawanan, parang ganon. So, yeah, I'm sure this is
That's
something you'd like to change by helping
yes, yes,
influence
yes. Like
young
even
minds.
like I have friends who are dark, but so beautiful. I have this best friend. She's dark, and I
Right.
find her really beautiful. But she feels that she's so ugly, and
Even
she
in
told me,
2020,
yeah, well, she's my contemporary. But then I remember she said when she was a child, she was told that she was
right,
ugly.
right,
And I told her, but you look like Iman, like the
right,
supermodel. And she
right.
said, it's so much easier to believe the ugly things. It's easier to
Wow,
believe. So you have to
wow,
be very, very careful when you
right,
deal with kids talaga. Yung
right,
parang you're supposed to really give unconditional love and
right,
nothing they do will change that unconditional love
right.
supposed to be.
Wow, wow. And I suppose that's why art therapy is also important, because when you teach them art, what does art do for a child when encouraged to pursue it?
Well, first of all, I only encourage children who to do art if they like to do art. So
Okay. Because
I
not
don't.
all.
Yeah, because a lot other children would like to do science and math and
Right,
what.
right, right.
So I never, of course, I always tell parents, you observe what they like to do. Mamaya, they want to dance pala or sing. So
Right,
don't, but if they want to do art, by
right,
all means, it's play more than
right.
anything. You know, I've been doing the Saturday morning classes for more than 8 months now, and I can see the progress of I call them my children because they're
Right, right.
regular. They regularly show up, and their progress is so mind-boggling and amazing, and their confidence really I literally weep when they send me their artwork. It's really beautiful. And even the parents, they can see parang wow, talagang nag-improve, which makes me
Wow.
really really happy. And then they take pictures with their very very happy faces. I'm so blessed that I stumbled into that, and it
Right,
gives me so much joy.
right. Your gratitude is so infectious. Parang hashtag blessed ka talaga. I also noticed in your social media that you're really taking advantage of the platform to make a change, whether it's commenting on red tagging or
Politics.
something
I
that you
try not
feel
to.
it's not right, but I guess you can't be stopped, such as
I
your
can't.
illustrations of Angel Locsin, Catriona Gray, and uh, Lisa Soberano as Darna.
Isa Calzado asked me to do that. So I
Ah,
did
she
it.
did. Okay,
Yeah, she
okay.
did. She did.
But that's a very powerful statement. And I
Yes, it
also,
is. It
right,
is. It is.
right. Can you tell us more about that? And
Well,
uh,
more than anything, I believe that we should all prepare and pray for the 2022
yeah.
elections. And so, yeah, and then basta all positivity. I try. You parang, oh, let's pray for a really good leader, someone mabait.
and draw. And let's draw a really
Oo.
good
Yeah,
leader.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I also noticed that you, from time to time, you put out infographics with tips for mental health
Yes,
and
yes, 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 yes,
suicide
yes.
prevention, where you are really very honest, like you really put number one, uh, mga tips about.
Oo. Kasi marami akong kakilala eh. At marami. And then, there's so much more yung hindi natin alam. Kasi,
Right,
yung tahimik yung... Because if you look at your feed, everything's,
right,
Facebook,
right.
nice and everything. But that's so not the
It's not the
reality.
reality.
I know that for myself because, for 50 years. You know what? Nung nagpakamatay si Robin Williams, yung Anthony
Anthony Bourdain.
Bourdain, Kate Spade. Like, oh my
Right,
gosh, I completely understand.
right, right,
That's I was just blessed I got cancer
right,
because I was so on my way. I mean,
right.
who would have thought Robin Williams, for goodness sake?
Na comedian na yun, di ba?
Oo, at he gave so much light and
Right,
happiness to the world.
right. Right. Are you
So
doing other things or other projects for this advocacy besides the little things that you do?
no naman. The truth is, nowadays I don't really have a great plan
Right.
of what to do. Parang
Right.
I just do things day to day. Like
Right.
for example, nung si Rolly dumating tapos nakita ko yung mga litrato na all the devastation of the typhoon. And I remember, I was supposed to go to sleep and I couldn't go to sleep because of the pictures. And then right then and there, I said, okay, I think that was like 4 in the morning or 3 or 2 in the morning. And I had to say, okay, I'm going to do portraits of
Right.
kiddies,
Right.
and
Right.
and part of the funding will go to the mga victims of the typhoon. So,
Right.
walang kaplano-plano.
Right.
Parang yung Saturday class ko, hindi ako masyadong nagpaplano nga eh. Pero,
Right.
nag, I, I, I never thought I'd be doing it for 8 months na, ganyan.
So you
Pero
just respond to what.
yes, respond, exactly. But
Uh-uh.
no plans really. I have
Right.
work, so that keeps me really busy already.
Right.
But then, yung help, syempre, you respond to what you
Right.
can do.
Right. So what keeps you busy besides work for Papa Melroti? Are all your stores open now or
I think out of 21 stores, just 2 are closed. So
right.
even that is a feat in itself,
Right.
and providing jobs for our 150 plus employees, that's
Wow.
already something. Uh, that's one of the things that's really important to us, that we check on how they're doing, their physical and mental health.
Right.
So that's Pape Melroti. And then I have my own business also, which I'm not sure, like, before the pandemic, I finished a Robinson's Mall South, which I
Okay.
enjoyed so much because I was
Right.
able to do all sorts of things.
Right. I'm not sure if we have pictures of wait let me see.
They don't have to. I wonder if your viewers are so bored
No,
with
they're not.
what I'm saying.
You also have this Uniqlo t-shirt
Yeah. So
collab
yan, mga kwan yan, mga dumarat. And I'll tell you
with
ha,
Abigoy and Lisa Flores.
nung naging grateful ako, mas dumami pa yung trabaho ko, mas dumali the jobs became so easy.
Right. Can you expound on that? I mean, I don't know. We can just say I'm grateful. Dadating ba yung mga jobs? Paano nangyari yun? Maybe you wanna explain.
Naniniwala ako dyan eh. Yung kapag nega ka, talagang nega ang lalabas sa buhay mo.
Okay.
And I'll be frank, no? Before my cancer, parang that doesn't make sense. Before my cancer, I would work so hard to earn money. I would always worry about money. And my solution was to work hard. And
Right.
that's what I did.
Right.
Though I've heard of other people na parang saying, no, you just have to be grateful, and then, God will bless you because God wants you. And in my head, I'm like, well, you have to work hard.
Right.
But,
Exactly.
but now, parang gratefulness nga, feeling ko for me, you let God, okay, God, I trust you. You will give me the best, and I'm experiencing that now eh. Honestly,
Right.
I don't have yung parang I feel as if I'm letting God work in my life. That's why I'm kind of responsive. Yung parang
Right.
I feel as if God tells me what to do, and okay, I'll do that. And then I'm blessed. It's biblical naman, di ba? Pero yun. So yeah, I don't worry about money. In fact,
Oh.
now it's so crazy because I travel like crazy. It's so funny.
Wow.
Like, I was in South America and I was like, I remember South America ba yun? I remember I was in a safari ride. This is not Africa. And we were looking for rhinos. And I remember in my head I was saying, gosh, I'm supposed to be in a hospital, spending all
Right.
my money on chemotherapy, but instead I'm in a jeep looking for a
Wow.
rhinoceros.
Where was this? Which country?
I think that was Sri Lanka.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, here are some comments. I think Lisette is your client. Is she? Manuela.
Manuela. What's her one?
Oh, right.
Manuela, she's saying
Right.
Manuela
Right.
was the
The
mall
name of
in
the mall.
EDSA.
Right.
The one
Right.
that I turned into Star Mall.
Right.
They
Sana ma-meet ko
want
kayo ni
Janet.
Jetro.
Yes, of course. If you see me, say hello. Don't be afraid.
Right. Oh,
Ay,
see?
Kenneth, salamat,
Kenneth
hindi
is
ka
not
bored.
bored.
Siyempre, ang ganda ng kausap ko, hindi ka mabobore.
So Manuel Rama used to be the art director of Cosmo. When there's breath, there's life. When there's life, there's hope.
Amen. I
Ganda
love it.
naman. Right. So, when you say before, na-excite ka dahil meron ka pang hindi nagagawa, so gusto mong gawin. Ano yung hindi mo pa nagagawa na gusto mong gawin? Pa. What
Dati?
have you not? No, I mean
Ngayon?
now or in the
Now?
future. I know you're not planning, but if you could, what were in your plans before the pandemic happened? Like, you want your design to appear on a what? Outer space? Spaceship?
Honestly, I'll be very frank. The jobs that I have even supersede my greatest
Your
ambitions.
desire?
Yeah,
Wow.
I am not kidding. I have
Wow.
jobs that, well, right now nakapos pero matutuloy yan. It's my mga dream jobs ko. It's
Wow.
yeah.
Wow. And
But
all
yeah,
this
I don't know.
you'd love to what? Go ahead.
I'd love to make a museum about Philippine history and na interactive where the children can really learn about yung tamang history ng
Wow.
Pilipinas, ganyan. So that
Wow.
we
Yung
can
tamang
learn.
history.
Oh, yeah. So that we can learn. We have to
Right.
learn.
From
We
the
have to
past.
educate. Yeah.
From our past mistakes.
Yes, please.
Right.
Too many
Right.
too many mistakes.
I know. So we have some questions here from I asked questions from other artists, graphic designers. How can you recover from being in a rut?
Go to sleep. That's number one. Exercise.
Okay.
And then watch movies, artsy movies, read. In other words, if you don't feel like working, don't work.
Right.
Do something completely different.
Wow.
Swim.
And babalik ba yung ano?
Babalik!
Yung desire to work?
Oo! With gusto. Huwag ka ma-stress.
Right.
Actually, tulog, malaking bagay yun.
Oo nga. Actually, agree ako dyan. Any advice for creatives on how to survive a job they don't like 100% but still wish to pursue their passion project on the side?
Again. Yung meron silang, ano?
They have a job they don't really like but they want to pursue their passion on the side.
Okay. Do it all.
Wow.
When I was in advertising and then I knew I wanted to do freelance, nagfi-freelance na ako. Yung parang meron ako, yung parang don't quit your day job.
Right.
But you start already doing your freelance. That's what I did. I was doing freelance. Right. But don't quit your day job.
Right.
And try your best to find the joy in that job that you don't like so much.
Right.
And I feel as if the reason why you don't like the job so much is maybe you're just tired or what. So take a break, go to sleep nga. Right. Don't stress yourself so much. Right. But then you're right. Do something that you really enjoy doing as well. Right. So which means you have to be good in time management. You have to. So like me, I sleep quite early. That's why I have no problem
So
meeting
you
deadlines.
don't compromise on sleep. How many hours do you get?
Uh, Parang lately I don't need that much sleep. I don't know
Okay.
why. Uh,
Age.
but yeah, but the thing about it, I sleep really early.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
when I wake up like really early, I
Right.
get to do a lot of work. A lot of and then
Right.
my productivity level in the early morning is really high, so I can really
Right.
finish a lot of stuff.
Right. Ako rin. What advice can you
Really?
give to creatives who aspire to have a business but don't have the means?
Means to have business, meaning capital.
Yeah, right. I guess
You know
so.
what? The first thing you do is to tell yourself you don't need capital.
Wow.
It's not you. You have to know that in your head. Of course, there's this voice in your head that says, kailangan mo ng kapital, kailangan mo niyan, kailangan mo niyan.
Uh-uh.
It's not true. And my mom, I remember, that's her belief also. Pape Melroti, 20 plus stores, started with her doing, creating wreaths out of junk and stuff. No capital whatsoever. Walang utang.
Wow.
Just, yung dapat marunong ka sa
Right, right,
budgeting, hindi ka
right,
masyadong magastos. My
right.
mom's really good skill is saving money. So that's
Wow.
a very good skill for all of us to learn.
Right, right,
But that's what I want to tell yung people who want to start business. It's not true. You don't need capital. You don't need capital. Yung
right,
online pa lang, oh,
right.
gosh. I mean, how many days ago? 4 days ago, I told people I'll do kiddie illustrations for people who want to, what do you call this?
Your portraits.
Do portraits to help nga the typhoon stuff. I was able to parang 30,000 in 3 days or 4 days
Wow. Ang bilis mo
with
naman.
with
Mabilis
no
ka na.
capital. No
Right, right,
capital. Pero career.
right.
Happy yung mga tao. Hindi
Kinareer
walang
lahat.
walang panloloko. Yung
Walang template
everybody's
yung mukha.
wala ah. Wala. Talagang happy yung mga tao. So ang nangyari, I have more than 100 people waiting in line.
Oh my gosh.
True.
Kailan mo gagawin?
Matutulog muna ako. So self-care muna.
Right.
Tapos unti-unting gagawin. Does that answer the question for
Yes,
people
I
who
think
want?
so. You also
So,
mentioned in another interview that it's the best time to be an artist because you have the internet.
Yes! Grabe. So, ang pinaka-importante talaga yung paniniwalaan mo, the things that you believe in your head.
Right.
You cannot put all this negativity na parang hindi ko kaya, I'm not good enough, I'm not good at numbers,
Right,
I'm not good, I'm not like Robert, I'm not as beautiful as Myrza.
Oh.
No! You are so special. You're the only person who is like you in this world. And the world needs you. Isn't that amazing?
Yes, and you are amazing. And your power to help people is amazing. So I think that's the best way to end our chat, which I hope
Ang
will
bilis
go
naman!
on. I hope we could just chat all day long, but marami ka pang 100 illustrations na kailangan mo.
Thank you, Myrza. Thank you
so
very much.
Robert. So inspiring, so enlightening.
Likewise.
Thank you for sharing your story and helping not just enrich lives, but save lives. Thank you, Robert.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Thank you, everyone. This has been TikTok, and I'll see you very soon. Bye.